What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having an amazing day. Real quick, I wanted to talk about stimulants, especially being an athlete and pushing yourself on a regular basis to perform at a high level. It can be very easy to fall into the cycle of feeling like you need stimulants or caffeine to keep going at the pace that you're going at. And I've been down that road, and I know the reasons behind it, and I also have direct experience of the drawbacks of that, because it's very easy to get addicted to that cycle because you feel like you need stimulants just to get back to a normal level after a while. And so if you find yourself in that situation, first and foremost, it's okay. It's common, it happens, and there is a way to get yourself out of that cycle. And I will share with you, one, the importance of needing to break that cycle, and then two, how to do it. So one, the importance of it is, if you're on a constant roller coaster and your body's already under a lot of stress, and therefore you feel like you need the stimulants to keep going, usually you're just driving more and more stress into the system, and you're driving and digging a deeper and deeper hole in your vitality, which all that stress accumulation, usually something will end up breaking down, whether that's an injury, whether that's burning out, whether that's a sickness, whether that's mental, emotional crisis. It could show up in many number of ways, in a combination of different ways. So if you find yourself getting to that place, or you already are in that place where you feel like you need caffeine or stimulants just to get things going every day, and then you need extra stimulants just to get through your training, I would recommend to, one, just start to cut it down a little bit, because in an ideal world, you shouldn't need anything to be able to perform at a high level. It's not to say that I'm against stimulants or caffeine or coffee or different energy sources, because they can be very useful tools, and they could just be downright good. I love coffee. I love espresso with butter. It's amazing. But I know I have to be careful, because if I start to bullshit myself and start to overconsume, then I find myself falling back into that cycle. And so I had to wean myself off of it by, one, just cutting down the amount, and then ultimately I had to take a complete break for probably 3 months of everything, because you have to re-regulate your system, and it's not fun, but it can be done, and I think it is very important in the long term if you want to compete at a high level for a long period of time. So once you can get yourself back at a baseline where you feel like you have a good amount of energy without needing stimulants, then can be a good time to maybe reintroduce them for certain occasions, like a competition, or if you have a really heavy training day. Those could be good times to add in a little extra stimulation, but still being mindful. What I do, I ask my soul, I use muscle testing, I have different methods to check in with myself to know if this is something that is going to truly be supportive for me, or if I'm going to fall back into that cycle. And usually for me, what that looks like is I maybe have espresso or coffee 2 to 3 times per week, because I ask my soul in the morning, and I get a yes or I get a no, and I trust in that. And I often find the times where I'm the most tired are the times when I get a no, because my body's already under stress, and instead of just trying to override the system with caffeine, I know I probably need to take a nap or get some extra rest or take it a little easier that day. But usually the times where I'm already feeling good, those are the times when I get the go-ahead to party and to have a little bit of extra caffeine or a little bit of extra support. So just something to be mindful of if you are in that cycle. It is something that can ultimately lead to more and more and more stress over time, and it can be a hard cycle to get off of, and I've been there. So I hope this was helpful, and as always, if you have any other questions or want to take a deeper dive on any of these things, feel free to reach out, and I'd love to support you in any way that I can. I look forward to talking to you again very soon. Peace, love.